Okay, welcome back, welcome back. It's difficult for me to teach with Maria here, but I'll try. Okay, welcome back, class number 43. Yes, I'm so glad. Me alegro tanto. I'm glad, es me alegro. I'm glad. No se dice en inglés, curiosamente, me alegro mucho. I'm very glad, no se dice. Se puede decir, I'm really glad. Or I'm so glad. I'm so glad that we're progressing. I'm so glad that you're here because we have a lot of things to do. But we'll start with a review. We'll start by going over the 2 points that we learned yesterday. Camera 1. Okay. Most people in Spain eat paella for breakfast. Is that correct? No? No, most people don't eat paella for breakfast, no? What do most people eat for breakfast? Churros. I don't eat churros for breakfast. Do most people in Spain eat churros for breakfast? Or do most people in Spain only drink coffee? I don't know. Do most people in Spain like paella? Or do most people in Spain hate paella? Oh, paella, yuck. No? Are most people in Spain over 20 years old? Yes? Yeah, I agree. Most people in Spain are over 20 years old. Most people in Spain don't smoke. Most people in Spain live in flats, not in houses. Pisos, flats, not in houses. Most people in Spain know how to drive. Most people in Spain don't go to work by car. They use public transport. Most people in Spain vote, I think. I'm not sure. Most people in Spain watch TV almost every day. Most people in Spain speak a little English, a few words at least. And most people in Spain drink water for lunch, not wine. And most people in Spain have lunch, lunch no. Most people in Spain have dinner at home. Most people in Spain go to bed before midnight, but some people go to bed after midnight. Most people in Spain watch TV in bed. Okay? Some people don't, but most people do. All right? Most people in Spain are proud of their country, orgullosos. Most people in Spain are proud of their country. Yes. And most people in Spain speak Spanish well. Okay? Now, most countries in Europe are smaller than Spain in population. Yeah. Most countries in Europe are smaller than Spain in population. The only countries in the only countries in Europe bigger than Spain in population are Russia, Germany, France, the United Kingdom, and Italy, I believe. Yeah, 5. Turkey is not in Europe. Most of Turkey is in Asia. So I think, yeah, Poland is smaller than Spain in population. Romania is smaller than Spain in population. Yeah. So there are only 5 countries in Europe bigger than Spain in population. Russia, Germany, Italy, France, and the United Kingdom. The rest are smaller. So it's true. Most countries in Spain are small. Most countries in Europe, not in Spain, Linya, most countries in Europe are smaller than Spain in population. And most countries in Europe are smaller than Spain in area too. Yeah. What countries are bigger than Spain in area? Russia, Ukraine, France. I think that's it. Maybe Poland? No, I don't think so. I'm not sure about Poland. So most, except for 3 or 4 countries, the rest are smaller than Spain. So both in population, tanto en población como en extensión geográfica, both. Fijaos cómo uso la palabra both. Both in population and in area, most countries in Europe are smaller than Spain. Now, most states in the United States are smaller than Spain too, both in area and in population. None of the states Ninguno de los estados de Estados Unidos. None of the states in the United States is bigger than Spain in population. The biggest state in the United States in population is California. And there are 37 or 38 million people in California, and there are 45 million people in Spain. Now, it's also true that most states in the United States are smaller than Spain in area. There are only 2 states in the United States bigger than Spain in area. The first is Texas, and the second is Alaska. Alaska is the biggest state in the United States, and Texas is the second biggest. And both Alaska and Spain, tanto el uno como el otro, both Alaska and Spain are bigger than, both Alaska and Texas, are bigger than Spain in area. Okay, but most of the states, most states are smaller. Now, most countries in Asia are in the southern hemisphere. Is that correct? Interesting question. The southern hemisphere. I don't think so. I think most countries in Asia are in the northern hemisphere. Now, most countries in South America are in the southern hemisphere. Maybe not. Countries that are totally in the southern hemisphere are Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay, and Chile, and Peru. The rest, the equator passes through them or they are north. It's about 50-50. But in Asia, most countries are north of the hemisphere, of the equator. Okay. I'll be back in a few minutes after the next teacher.
Thank you very much, Richard, and welcome to you. My name is Kyle, and I'm here today with Mamen. How are you, Mamen?
Fine, thank you.
Great, great. And today we're now starting class 43. Class 43 already, right? So right now, at the start of the class, as always, we're going to review the points that we saw in class 42. Okay?
Okay.
So, do most people in Spain work in offices?
Yes. Most people in Spain work in offices.
Most people in Spain work in offices. Do most people have a car?
Yes, most people in Spain have a car.
Do most people in Spain speak English? Do most people speak English? No. No, I don't think so.
No, unfortunately, most people in Spain don't speak English.
Most people in Spain don't speak English, right? Don't speak English. No. Do most people in Spain speak Spanish?
Yes, most people in Spain speak Spanish.
Speak Spanish. Great, great. Your pronunciation is very good because I'm worried about a few people at home saying speak Spanish. Speak Spanish. Remember, the S starts here, not in the vocal cords. It starts here. Speak Spanish. Okay? Do most people in Spain like the beach?
Yes, most people in Spain like the beach.
Do most people in Spain take the metro?
Yes, most people in Spain.
Well, in Madrid. Do most people in Madrid take the metro?
Yes, most people in Madrid take the metro.
Take the metro, yeah. The metro, we can say. The metro, the subway. In the United States, they say subway. In London, the underground, or, yes, the tube, because it's a tubo. It's a tube. It's logical, right? Do most people in Spain go to the beach for holidays?
Yes, most people in Spain go to the beach for holidays.
Yeah, for holidays, on holidays. Do most people in Spain work on Saturdays? Do most people work on Saturdays?
No.
No, most people don't work on Saturdays. They don't work on Saturdays. No, they don't work on Saturdays. Most people don't work on Saturdays. Do most people in Spain know who Julio Iglesias is?
Yes, most people in Spain know who Julio Iglesias is.
Sure. Ask me if most people in Canada live in igloos.
Do most people in Canada live in igloos?
In igloos, yes. Do most people in Canada live in igloos? No. Most people in Canada don't live in igloos. No. Ask me if most people in Canada like the weather.
Do most people in Canada like the weather?
They don't like the cold, but the weather is not as bad as people think. But no, most people in Canada don't like the winter weather. The summer is great. Well, ask me if most people in Canada like the summer.
Yes. Do most people in Canada like the summer?
Of course, most people in Canada like the summer. They love the summer. Ask me if most people in Canada have good coats.
Do most people in Canada like
Well, do they have
good coats?
Good coats. Abrigos. Yes, of course. They have good coats because it's cold in the winter. Ask me if most people in Canada dance flamenco.
Do most people in Canada like dance flamenco?
Okay, and ask me, Kyle. Kyle, do most people in Canada dance flamenco?
No.
No.
I don't think so.
No, most people in Canada don't dance flamenco. Ask me if most people in Canada have a car. Do most people in Canada have a car? Do most people have a car? Yes, most people have a car. Ask me if most people in Canada watch the Tour de France.
Do most people in Canada watch the Tour de France?
No, most people in Canada don't watch the Tour de France. My father watches the Tour de France, but most people don't watch the Tour de France. Ask me if most people in Canada speak Spanish. Ask me. Kyle, do most people in Canada speak Spanish? No, they don't. Most people in Canada don't speak Spanish. No, unfortunately. Okay, the second part of the class. Turn on, encender, right? Did you turn on the lights this morning?
Yes, I turned on the lights this morning.
Okay. Ask me if I turned on my stereo this morning.
Did you turn on your stereo this morning?
Did you turn on your stereo? Turn on. We link the sounds. Turn on. Ask me again.
Did you turn on the stereo this morning?
Yeah. Your stereo?
Your stereo.
Ask me. Kyle, did you turn on your stereo this morning? Yes, I did. Some music to get me going. Did I turn on my stereo? Yes, I did. Ask me if I turned on my mobile phone this morning.
Did you turn on your mobile phone this morning?
Yes, I did. Ask me if I turned on my fan last night before I went to bed. Ask me. Did you turn on? Ask me.
Did you turn on your fan last night when you went to bed?
Yes, I turned on my fan. Did you turn on your heater yesterday?
No, I didn't turn on my heater yesterday.
Did you turn on your computer yesterday?
Yes, I turned on my computer yesterday.
Did you turn on your television before watching this show? Yes, you turned it on. They turned on the camera before we started. To turn on, encender, to turn on the camera. Well, I'm going to leave you with Richard, as always. Good job today, and I'll see you next time.
Hello and welcome back. Listen, I have too many objects in my hand. I'm losing all of the objects in my hand. Listen, can you help me? Can you help me? Can you hold some of these things for me, please? All right. I'll ask you this favor on camera number 1. Listen, can you hold this pen for me? Can you hold it for me? Yeah, thank you. Toma. There you go. Fine. Yeah. Can you hold this ruler for me? Can you hold it for me? Can you hold it for me? Can you hold this ruler for me? Okay, thank you. Here you go. Here you go. There you are. Here you go. There you are. This pink pencil. Listen, I have too many pencils already. I don't need this pink pencil. And I have too many pencils and pens and objects in my hand anyway. So can you hold this pink pencil for me? Can you hold the pink pencil for me? Can you hold it for me, please? Can you hold it for me? Yeah? Good. Thank you. Here you go. There you are. Here you go. There you are. Ahí lo tienes. Now, can you hold this red pen for me? Can you hold this red pen for me? To hold. I'm holding it in my right hand. And I'm holding a lot of pens and markers and pencils in my left hand. Can you hold this red pen for me? Yes? Can you hold it for me? ¿Me lo puedes sujetar? ¿Me lo sujetas, Ana, porfa? Can you hold this pen for me? Can you hold it for me? Estoy diciendo for me. En español diríais, ¿me lo sujetas? En inglés, ¿puedes sujetarlo para mí? Okay. Can you hold it for me, okay? Here you go. Here you go. Aquí tienes. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Se dice muy seguido. Here you go. Okay, good. Now I'm holding a lot of pens and pencils and objects. Let's see. Let's separate them. Okay? There we go. There we go. Ya está. Now I'm holding 1, 2, 3. I'm holding 6 objects in my right hand, and I'm holding 5 objects in my left hand. Now, that's an unequal number. This is 11 objects in all. I'm holding 11 objects. Most of the objects are pencils. 2 of the objects are markers. And 2 of the objects are pens, a blue pen and a black pen. But I'm holding all 11 objects. I'm holding 5 of them in one hand, in my left hand, and I'm holding 6 of them in my right hand. Okay? Now if I drop one, now I'm holding an equal number of objects in both hands. To hold is sujetar o sostener. To hold. The past tense is held. A few seconds ago, I was holding 11 objects. I was holding 5 in my left hand and 6 in my right hand. Now I'm not holding 11 objects anymore. I'm holding only 10 objects because I decided to drop one. Okay? And so I dropped a blue pencil, and now I'm holding an equal number of objects in each hand. To hold. We also say to hold a meeting. Mantener una reunión, to hold a meeting. To hold an event. Un acontecimiento, un evento. To hold. To hold a meeting. Yesterday I held a meeting in my office for 7 people. Yes. I held a meeting yesterday afternoon for 7 people. Every day I hold meetings. I enjoy holding meetings in my office because I don't have to go anyplace. They come to me. Now I'm holding 4 objects in my left hand, and I'm holding 5 objects in my right hand. To hold. Now if I put all the objects down, now I'm not holding anything. A few seconds ago, I was holding 10 and 9 objects. Now I'm not holding anything. My hands are empty. Okay? If I pick up a pen or a pencil, I can hold it in my left hand. I can hold it in my right hand, al revés, or I can hold it in both hands. When I teach, I often hold a pencil or a pen, usually a pen, and I usually hold it in my right hand because I'm right-handed. I'm not left-handed. I write with my right hand. I throw a baseball with my right hand. Okay, I point with my right hand, usually. I can't write with my left hand, but I can hold the pencil with my right hand with no problem. Okay? In fact, I can hold more than 1 pencil. Now I'm holding 2 pencils in my left hand or with my left hand. Ambas preposiciones nos valen aquí. To hold. Okay? To hold. And hold has many other meanings. Con preposiciones. To hold on is to wait. To hold off is to resist. To hold back is sostener, para que no entre. To hold back. But the hold here is what's important. I'm holding it tightly. Now I'm not holding it tightly. I'm changing it to my other hand and holding it in my right hand. And now I'm holding it very tightly. Okay? And when 2 people are walking together in the park, sometimes they are holding hands. Ir de la mano. Holding hands. All right? Holding hands. And okay, every day I hold a meeting in my office. Yesterday I held 2 meetings in my office. I held one in the morning and I held another in the afternoon. The meeting in the morning started at 10 o'clock and it lasted 2 hours. It ended at 12 o'clock. It started at 10 and it ended at 12 and it lasted 2 hours. The meeting I held in the afternoon was different. It lasted 3 hours. It started at 5 p.m. and it ended at 8 p.m. It lasted 3 hours. So I held 2 meetings yesterday. I held one in the morning and I held another in the afternoon. The meeting I held in the morning lasted 2 hours, and the meeting I held in the afternoon lasted 3 hours. The meeting I held in the morning started at 10 o'clock, and the meeting I held in the afternoon started at 5. The meeting I held in the morning ended at 12, and the meeting I held in the afternoon ended at 8. And after this class, I have to go back to my office because I am going to hold a meeting today at 6 p.m. It's going to start at 6, and it will probably last only 1 hour. So I imagine it will end at 7 o'clock. And today, I haven't held any meeting so far, so the meeting later at 6 o'clock is the first meeting I will hold today. Okay, to hold a meeting, to hold a person's hand, to hold a pen, okay, to hold a session, mantener una sesión informativa, por ejemplo, to hold, held. Now a word from our sponsor, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm holding a pen in my right hand now. In fact, this pen, it's a Vaughan pen. I usually hold this pen when I teach. Probably you have noticed that I hold this pen often. I prefer to hold something when I'm teaching. It gives me more security, I suppose. In my left hand, I'm holding a ruler, a very simple, small ruler. I usually don't hold a ruler in my hand when I teach, but I prefer to hold 2 different objects right now to finish this segment. I'm to hold one object in my left hand and a different object in my right hand. Now I'm going to put away the ruler, and now I'm only holding my pen. I hold this pen every day when I teach. I usually hold it in my right hand, but sometimes I hold it in my left hand, and I use it to point at you and to tell you to study hard and to work hard. All right, another teacher, and then I'll be back.
Thanks, Richard. I'm Carly, and now we're going to put into practice what Richard has described. But first, I want to introduce my student, Mamin. How you doing?
Hello, I'm doing well.
Good. All right.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to talk about a verb today. It's not the most common verb, but we use it at times. If I want to say, for example, ¿me sujetas esto? How would you say that in English?
Can you hold me this?
Can you hold esto para mí? We say.
Can you hold it to me?
Can you
For
hold
me?
this for me? Good,
This
good. Can
for
you
me.
hold this for me? For example,
Yeah.
if I have a pencil, I say, can you hold this for me? We would say, can you hold this for me?
Yeah.
Repeat.
Can you hold this for me?
Good. So we're going to practice the verb to hold. To hold. Remember the pronunciation of the H. It's not, that doesn't exist. We're not spitting. All we're saying is a little. Tell me. Just slightly, as if you were going to clean your glasses. Okay, we're just cleaning glasses. We're not spitting. Okay, so we're going to practice to hold. In the past, Mamin, what is it?
Held.
Held. Good. Hold, held. With the pronunciation of the D, I promise it sounds like a T. To hold, held. Held. We don't say held. That's really difficult in English.
Yeah.
Held. Tell me.
Held.
Perfect. It's a T. There's no tongue. There's no held. It's not soft. It's strong. Held.
Held.
Perfect. Held. Good. So we're going to practice some questions in the past. So, did you hold a lot of things yesterday?
Yes, I held a lot of things yesterday.
Very good. Yes, I held a lot of things yesterday. At home, repeating out loud, yes, I held. Yes, I held. Say that 10,000 times a day and you'll say it perfectly. Yes, I held. Yes, I held. Here we spit a little bit. Yes, I held. Okay? Good. Do your friends ask you to hold a lot of things? Do your friends ask you to hold a lot of things?
Yes, my friends held to...
Do they ask you to hold a lot of things?
Yes, I asked them.
Do they ask you?
Yes, I asked them.
No? They ask me.
They asked me
Good.
to hold a lot of things.
Two?
To hold.
To hold.
Oh, to hold.
Good. So the question's long. Do your friends ask you to hold a lot of things? Mamen?
Yes, your friends.
Yours.
My friends hold. I mixed.
That's
up.
okay. My
Yes,
friends ask me.
Ask me to hold a lot of things.
Very good. Yes, my friends or they, right? Ellos. My friends ask me to hold a lot of things. My friends ask me to hold a lot of things. Hold. Good. All right. Did you hold anything for me yesterday?
Yes, I held something for
Good.
you
Tell me.
yesterday.
Good. One more time.
Yes, I held something for you yesterday.
Notice in the question. Good job. Notice in the question. Did you hold anything for me? We say anything in the question because we don't know. It's a question. Did you hold anything for me yesterday? And Mamen said?
Yes, I held something for you yesterday.
Good. It becomes positive. Yes, I held something definite. I held something for you yesterday. Very good. Did a friend ask you to hold anything a few weeks ago?
Yes, he held.
Did a friend ask you to hold
He
anything?
asked me to hold a few things some weeks ago.
Some weeks ago?
Some.
Or? Hace unos semanas. A few. Good,
yes,
good, good.
few.
We say a few weeks ago. A few. I'll repeat. Did a friend ask you to hold anything a few weeks ago?
Yes, they asked me.
Here, you choose. He, my friend. Good.
He asked me to hold something a few weeks ago.
Perfect, good. A few weeks ago, hace unas semanas, no puedo hablar. Good. A few weeks ago, we say, right? Hace unos. It's not really important how many. But yes, he asked in the past. He asked me to hold something a few weeks ago. Good, continue. Ask me if I hold my pen when I write.
Do you hold your pen when you write?
Good. The question, do you, plus that infinitive. Do you hold your pen when you write? Yes, I hold my pen when I write with my toe. Just kidding. I hold my pen when I write. Good. Ask me with what hand I hold my pen when I write.
What hand do you hold your pen when you write?
What hand do you hold your pen with when you
Okay.
write? Tell me.
What hand do you hold your pen with when you write?
Good. With the with a little down. With.
Yeah.
With.
What hand do you hold your pen with
Good.
when you write?
Good. I hold my pen with my right hand when I write. Right. I hold my pen with my right hand when I write. At home, out loud, always. I hold my pen with my right hand when I write. Right. They're the same pronunciation. Right hand, right. Good. Ask me if I held my pen with my left hand yesterday.
Did you hold your pen?
Only one. My pen.
Your pen. When you write yesterday?
Ask me if I held my pen with my left hand
Yes,
yesterday.
it's true. Did you hold your pen with your left hand when you write yesterday?
When you?
When you wrote yesterday?
Perfect, good. Did you hold your pen? Did you hold your pen with your left hand yesterday? Or when you wrote yesterday? Right? Wrote in the past. Good. Yes, I held my pen with my left hand yesterday. I held in the past. I held my pen with my left hand yesterday. And the writing was awful because I'm not left-handed, we say. Left-handed. Good. Tell me to pick up a pencil.
Pick up the pencil, please.
Pick up a pencil.
Pick up a pencil,
Good,
please.
good. What am I doing?
You are picking up your pencil.
Good. You're picking a pencil. Yeah, not mine.
Yeah.
It's the studio's. You're
Yes.
picking up a pencil. Good. What am I doing now?
You are holding a pencil.
Good. You're holding it. You're holding a pencil. In the present continuous, it's happening now. You're holding a pencil. Good. What hand am I holding it with?
You are holding it with your right hand.
Good. One more time.
You are holding it with your right hand.
Very good. In English, when we talk about our body parts, always we use the possessive pronoun. You're holding it with your right hand. I know, it should be obvious, but we still say it. You're holding it with your right hand. It's necessary. You're holding it with your right hand. Very good. All right. What did you hold yesterday?
I held yesterday.
I held yesterday.
I held a chair yesterday.
Perfect. I held a chair yesterday. First, you pick it up. Recoger, pick up. I picked up a chair and held it yesterday. I held a chair yesterday. Very good. Ask me what I held yesterday.
What did you hold yesterday?
Good. I held a mug of coffee. I held a mug of coffee. What's a mug?
Es una taza,
Una taza.
pero como esta.
Perfect, like this, exactly.
Like this.
Una taza. I held a mug yesterday. Right now I'm holding a mug. But yesterday I held a mug. Held a mug. Very good. What did you hold a few years ago? Very broad, very.
I held an
non-specific.
elephant a few years
Wow,
ago.
Mama is strong.
Yes.
She held an elephant a few years ago. She held an elephant a few years ago. Good. Ask me what I held a few years
What
ago.
did you hold a few years ago?
One more time.
What did you hold a few years ago?
Good. I held a pencil with my right hand. I held a pencil with my right hand. Good. Continue with the pronunciation. Continue repeating out loud. All right, we'll see you later. Take care.
Do you know anybody? Do you know anyone? Do you know anybody? Do you do you know anybody who speaks English better than I do? If you know somebody, if you know somebody, if you know someone who speaks English better than I do, let me know. Házmelo saber. Avísame. Let me know. We need English teachers, always. We're growing and we need more teachers, but good teachers only, eh? Camera number one. Do you know anybody who speaks English as well as I do? Do you know anybody who lives in Atlanta, Georgia? Do you know anybody who plays the guitar better than Andres Segovia? Do you know anybody who wears shirts like mine? Do you know anybody who drinks water from Baugan cups like this one? Huh? Do you know anybody who hates this program? Probably. Do you know anyone whose name is Olegario? Aquí he dicho whose. ¿Conoce a alguien cuyo nombre? Do you know anybody whose name is Olegario? Do you know anybody whose name is Irene? Do you know anyone who lives in Nebraska? By the way, do you know anybody who usually stays at the Palace Hotel in Madrid? Do you know anybody who works with a famous chef? Fernando Adria, for example. Do you know anybody who works with a famous chef? I'm looking for somebody who can teach English well. Do you know anyone who can teach English well? Do you know anybody? Anyone? Da igual. Anyone, anybody. Son es igual. Someone, somebody. It doesn't matter which one. Everyone, everybody. It's exactly the same. No one, nobody. It's exactly the same. Do you know anybody who works with a famous chef? I don't know anybody who works with a famous chef. Do you know anyone who has 6 fingers on one hand? I don't know anybody. I know somebody whose name is Seis Dedos. Yes. Hay una familia así, Fernando Seis Dedos. Yeah, I know somebody who has 6 fingers? No. I know somebody whose name is 6 fingers. Mr. Six Fingers, okay? Do you know anybody whose beard comes down to here? Yeah? No? I know somebody whose beard comes down to here. My great-grandfather. But he's dead now. He died in 1914. Before my father was born. My father didn't know his grandfather. But he had a beard down to here, okay? He was a cowboy in Texas, yeah, tough guy. And do you know anybody who lives in New Mexico? Do you know anybody who has traveled in space? Do you know anyone who visits the Zarzuela Palace regularly, personally? Do you know anyone who works in television? Do you know anyone who has a house in Cullera? Do you know anyone who spends his time fighting bulls on the weekend? Do you know anyone who knows how to speak 20 different languages? Do you know anybody whose watch is made of solid gold? Solid gold. Decimos en inglés oro sólido, decís macizo. Do you know anybody or anyone whose watch, cuyo reloj, whose watch is made of solid gold? I know someone whose watch is made of solid silver, but I don't know anyone whose watch is made of solid gold. Do you know anyone who drinks Bordeaux wine every day? Bordeaux wine? What's that? Bordeaux. It's a region in France. Ah, Bordeaux. Yeah, Bordeaux. Well, repeat the question. Do you know anyone who drinks Bordeaux wine every day? I knew someone who drank Bordeaux wine every day. Yeah, I knew someone who drank Bordeaux wine every day, but he died. And he died quite young. Maybe because he drank Bordeaux wine every day, I don't know. But I knew someone who drank Bordeaux wine every day. He was very rich, he had a lot of money. And he drank the best wines from France every day. So yes, I know someone who drank French wine every day. Do you know anyone who travels to Italy regularly? Yeah, I know somebody who goes to Italy regularly, yeah. I have a Catalan friend who goes to Milan once or twice a month. He works in an Italian company, yeah. So yes, I know somebody who goes to Italy every month, at least once every month. Do you know anybody who gets drunk every night? Let's see, personally, no. I don't know anybody who gets drunk, que se emborrache. I don't know anybody who gets drunk every night, no. But maybe there are. Alcoholics, people who suffer alcoholism, often get drunk every day or every night. But right now, que yo recuerde, as far as I can remember, right now, ahora mismo, I don't know anybody who gets drunk every night. Do you know anybody in Spain? Do you know any Spanish people? Do you know anybody in Spain who loves baseball? Baseball, yes. I know one person, at least one person who loves baseball, yes. And do you know anybody in Spain who hates bullfighting? Yeah, I know quite a few people, bastante gente, quite a few people who hate bullfighting. But I also know a lot of people who love bullfighting, okay? Do you know anybody? Do you know anybody who speaks German, French, and English perfectly? No. I don't know anybody who speaks German, French, and English perfectly. Do you know anybody who speaks 5 languages perfectly? Yeah, I know one person who speaks 5 languages perfectly. She speaks perfect Italian, perfect Portuguese, perfect Spanish, perfect English. Me falta el otro, and perfect French, yeah. Yes, perfect French. So she speaks 5 languages perfectly, okay? She started when she was a baby, learning languages. See, I know some people who speak a lot of languages. All right, do you know anybody? Okay, we'll take a break, okay, and for another teacher, and I'll be right back.
Thank you, Richard. Hi, everyone. I'm Hannah, and I'm here again with you to practice, so I hope you're ready. Well, we're going to begin by saying hello to my student, and then we'll get started. Hi, Luca. How are you today?
Hi, Fana. I'm fine. You?
I'm fine, thank you. I hope you're ready for the class. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay, perfect. We're going to begin with some vocabulary, con vocabulario. So here we go. I give the word, and you have to answer. Okay, we have prevención.
Prevention.
Perfect. Bien, repeat.
Prevention?
Yes. Are you asking me or telling me?
No, I'm telling you, but I didn't know if it's well pronounced.
Okay, yes.
Prevention.
Prevention.
Ah, prevention.
Yes, the second syllable. So la segunda sílaba lleva el acento. Prevention. Prevention. Repeat.
Prevention.
Perfect, perfect. Ok, siguiente. Tenemos programar.
To schedule.
Perfect, excellent. To schedule. To schedule. Ok, now notice, fijaos muy bien en la pronunciación de la palabra. To schedule. Schedule. Bien. Siguiente. Tenemos afortunado.
Fortunate.
Repeat.
Fortunate.
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 Yes, muy bien. Fortunate. Aquí, dos puntos de pronunciación. Fortune, la TU suena como si fuera CH. Fortunate. Y la terminación termina en ATE, pero se pronuncia como si fuera it. Fortunate. Fortunate. Repeat.
Fortunate.
Yes, fortunate. Y el énfasis en la primera sílaba. Fortunate. Bien, siguiente. Tirar a la basura.
To throw away.
Muy bien. Repeat again.
To throw away.
Perfect. To throw away. Dos palabras aquí porque es un verbo compuesto, un phrasal verb. Nuestro amigo phrasal verb. So to throw away. To throw away. Y finally we have actualizado.
Up to date.
Perfect. Good. Now tell me.
Up to date.
Yes, eso es. So be confident and say up to date. Eso es, not up to date. No, up to date. Repeat.
Up to date.
Good. Up to date. Son tres palabras. Up to date. Muy bien. Okay, now we're going to begin with our questions practicando someone or somebody, que son iguales. Do you know anyone who lives in Italy?
Yes, I know someone who lives in Italy.
Perfect. Yes, I know someone who lives in Italy. Good. Do you know anyone who has a stapler?
Yes, I know someone who has a stapler.
Perfect. Yes, I know someone who has a stapler. En afirmativo tenemos que usar someone or también somebody. Son iguales. Someone y también somebody. Do you know anyone who plays the violin?
Yes, I know someone, Hannah, who plays the violin.
Okay, very good. Yes, I know someone who plays the violin. Muy
Now
bien.
you will have to play for the students.
Oh, okay.
On TV.
Okay, I have to practice a little. Next time, maybe in class I'll bring my violin someday. Okay. Okay, do you know anyone who speaks English?
Yes, I know someone who speaks English.
Good. Do you know anyone who teaches English on TV?
Yes, I know someone who teaches English on TV.
Okay, good. Oh, I wonder who it could be. Okay. Okay. Do you know anyone who snores?
Yes, I know someone who snores.
Okay, bien, snores. Okay, what does the verb to snore mean? What does it mean?
Roncar.
Yes, bien. So do you know anyone who snores? Okay. Do you know anyone who has a poodle?
Yes, I know someone who has a poodle.
Okay, muy bien. Yes, I know someone who has a poodle. A poodle is a dog, okay? It's a type of dog. It's un caniche, right? Caniche. Okay, do you know anyone who can make paella?
Yes, I know someone who can make paella.
Okay, good. Do you know anyone who speaks Korean?
Yes, I know someone, Hannah. Today's your day.
I know, yes, it's all about me. Okay, all right.
Yes, I know you who speak Korean.
Okay, yes, I know someone who speaks Korean. Repeat again.
Yes, I know someone who speaks Korean.
Perfect. Yes, I know someone who speaks Korean. Me. All of you también, vosotros todos. Ahora conocéis a alguien que sepa hablar el coreano. Me. Okay, do you know anyone who speaks Catalan?
Yes, I know someone who speaks Catalan.
Perfect, good. Do you know anyone who speaks Gallego?
Yes, I know someone who speaks Gallego.
Okay, very good. Okay, excellent. Do you know anyone who has holidays in July?
Can I say no?
Sure, okay.
No, I don't know anyone
Yes.
who has holidays
In-
in July.
Good, muy bien, repeat again.
No, I don't know anyone who has holidays in July.
Very good, muy bien. So here we use a negative here. So, no, I don't know anyone who has holidays in July. Ahora en afirmativo practicando someone.
Yes, I know someone who has holidays in July.
Good, repeat again.
Yes, I know someone who has holidays in July.
Perfect. Okay, do you know anyone who's from California?
Yes, I know someone who is from California.
Good. Do you know anyone who's from Canada?
Yes, I know someone who is from Canada.
Very good. Yes, I know someone who's from Canada. So we use a contracción ahí, who is, contraemos. Yes, I know someone who's from Canada. Okay, do you know anyone who's from Texas?
Yes, I know someone who is from Texas.
Good. Do you know anyone who speaks Chinese?
Yes, I know someone who speaks Chinese.
Okay, very good. Do you know anyone who speaks Japanese?
Yes, I know someone who speaks Japanese.
Okay, very good. Excellent. Yes, I know someone who speaks Japanese. Very good. Okay, do you know anyone who has a house in Mallorca?
Yes, I know someone who has a house in Mallorca.
Okay, very good. Yes, I know someone who has a house in Mallorca. Okay, do you know anyone who is learning English?
Yes, I know many people who are learning English.
Very good, muy bien. Yes, I know many people who are learning English, or yes, I know someone, sí, conozco a alguien. Yes, I know someone who's learning English. So remember, when we use the afirmativo para alguien, usamos someone or somebody, que son igualitos, igual, igual, igual. Okay, so practice this at home, and remember, como siempre, en voz alta. Esa es la clave. And I'll see you next time. Os dejo con Richard. Bye-bye.
Do you know anybody who speaks English perfectly? Do you know anybody who studies English 2 hours a day? I know somebody, bueno, miento. I knew somebody. Well, I know somebody who studied, who used to study 2 hours a day. He doesn't study 2 hours a day anymore because he speaks English very well. He doesn't need to study 2 hours a day. Okay? Tomorrow, I'm going to offer you €500,000. Tomorrow, I'm going to offer you, I don't have time today, but I'm going to offer you €500,000 simply to walk in the park for 2 hours every day for 2 years. If you walk in the park 2 hours a day for 2 years, I'll give you €500,000. But I'll explain the offer a bit better tomorrow. So, study for tomorrow, okay? Thank you.